and then took 20 minutes to do an amazing meditation by Herman, which made such a big difference in the way that I felt.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of The Human Blueprint. And on this podcast, we're all about you. And we want to highlight the viewers. We want to highlight you guys and your comments and your questions. And so we encourage you to text us. Herman just got a brand new number, and the number is 1-818-928-3639. So please send a text message and ask your question. You know, it may be answered on a future podcast episode. And so we really want to get a lot more engaged with you. This is a way that we're able to do that. And so, Herman, before we get into some of these beautiful comments that we have, do you want to share anything with everyone?
We appreciate each and every one of you, both those that are more vocal, those that are more present, and those that want to hide behind the scenes and be in the closet. We appreciate everyone, and that's why we want to give that number to you so that you can communicate directly with me, so that we can answer more of these questions and get you the help and the support that you need to get through life. That's why we do this.
Exactly. At the end of the day, we all need a little bit of guidance. We all need a little bit of support. And so I think it's important to have two things. I think like the two things that really helped me a lot was, number one, having a mentor. So having the guidance, having the source that you can trust. You can trust like their information, their knowledge, their intention. I think that is extremely important. And then number two is the support. And that's where the community comes into play. That's where, you know, getting involved in our communities would be really helpful for you. That's why we created them. And so there's, you know, we'll link up some things in the description for the communities, either our free Facebook community or our exclusive Inner Circle community. But those things are really designed for you. This podcast is designed for you. And so we want to share with you what other people have said and bring that to light so that it can possibly help you understand things a little bit better in your journey. So with that being said, we're going to share some comments. And these comments came to Herman. They came based on the Meditation Masterclass that we did. And so we'll start with the very first comment. So are you guys ready for this? Make sure you comment below and let us know, and we'll get started. So this comment says, I wanted to share my experiences with you after attending the masterclass, which was amazing. We'll never forget what I felt or learned. I felt calmer, more focused, and more aware of my breath throughout the day. The biggest thing I noticed was that my Lyme disease took a backseat. The symptoms I normally feel just haven't been around and/or are much lighter in nature. Very strange, as I've known every single day for about 2 years now that the bacteria is always there: headaches, stiff joints, muscles, tiredness, etc. The Lyme will truly never be gone. However, the meditation definitely helped in a way that I cannot explain. So that is pretty powerful, how just through meditation, just through your breath, you're able to actually heal. So yes. How is that possible, Herman? Can you share that with maybe us that don't really see the power in breath or don't understand energy the way that you do?
Well, one thing we went over in the masterclass, and I think that's something that a lot of people had in terms of common thoughts, common afterthoughts about the masterclass, was they felt different. They felt as if like they were being healed or like they were being repaired. And for a lot of us, we have so many things that interfere with this, that interfere with this, that interfere with everything. And it makes it very, very difficult to repair or to heal. And so when we designed that masterclass, it was like the beginning point so that you can start that journey to get unstuck, so that you can start the healing process, so that you can become the best you. And so when we get messages like this, we want to highlight, to share, you know what? Yes, it is possible that, yes, we may not be able to be in the same room together, or we may all be in different rooms from different countries and different cities everywhere, but we can still have that same specialness, because once you are able to understand energy and you've mastered it, then you can share with others, and it doesn't matter where they are on the planet. And so that's why we wanted to create that and show that and highlight that, was to show you that anything is possible. And we want to continue to help people such as this person, to help them and to help everyone on their journey. That's why we do this, is to help everybody on their journey.
Exactly. I mean, it's super powerful when you can physically feel like a shift in your body that comes from the meditation. I know for me, like I felt a lot of shifts or changes like during the masterclass or whenever meditating with Herman. And I know I've asked you this on previous webinars and things of that nature, but it's just different. When it's with you, it's different. And I think it's powerful, like the energy that you're able to bring and how you're able to help us stop messing with ours. Because I think that was a key takeaway for me, was Herman was basically saying that a lot of the things that all of us are doing every day is interfering with our alignment. It's interfering with the way that we're able to connect. So I think it's important to be able to identify like what interferes with that. And then it's just as simple as eliminating it. Like, and I say simple because it is simple. It may not be easy for a lot of people, but it is simple. And I mean, this right here just proves that once you get out of your own way, you can allow your body to heal. So,
and I believe the person that wrote that, we've never met them in person. We've never seen them in person. So that's just to show you how powerful energy actually is.
yeah, and that is correct.
Yeah.
Super powerful. So we'll go to the next comment that we have. This one says, "Hello, Herman. My meditation practice has been going well so far. I definitely noticed some changes. For example, I have more endurance afterwards when I do my workout. Additionally, I am more aware of my posture. When I stand, sit, or walk, my posture is mostly straight. And in general, I am more calm. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. I appreciate it a lot. Wish you a wonderful day, and I'm already looking forward to the superhuman code."
So is a lot of other people. And so to share with everyone on this podcast, where does that energy come from that she's talking about? Or where does that energy come from that the previous, whether it was an email or message or text, come from, that they can almost feel as if certain disease subsides? Where does that energy come from? I want everyone to text us, message us, comment below, whatever it is. Let us know what your thoughts are. Go do it. And we'll wait for a moment, give you a second to type it out. We want to know, where do you think it comes from?
Yes, let us know. Text, comment. The number is 1-818-928-3639. So let us know what your thoughts are, what your answer is. And for those that don't know, this person referring to the superhuman code is the masterclass that we have coming up this weekend. So if you're watching this on the release date, it will be on April 25th. And that is the upcoming masterclass. And we'll talk about that more at the end so that you can be a part of that if this resonates with you and you would like to experience what everybody else is saying. So that should be enough time for everybody to put down their answer and put down their comment as to where they think that comes from.
So where does it come from, Angelo? Let me hear your answer.
To be honest, I think that, like I kind of already mentioned, we get in the way of our ability to have more energy or have more healing capabilities. And I think that energy comes from us allowing it to finally move and flow, rather than like putting up all of these blockages that stop it. So I think that what they're talking about is really like when they're able to experience that meditation, and they're able to really allow their breath to move through them, then that's where the source of where it's coming from. I think it's something metaphysical. So I don't know exactly.
On the spot, so I'm putting you on the spot.
That's how we grow, though.
That's exactly how we grow. So are you sticking to that answer?
So I'm going to say that I think my answer was a little bit like, I gave you a few answers, but number one, I am confident in the answer that we put up blockages, many of them, that doesn't allow the energy to flow. And number two, I believe that it's coming from like the energy, like it can't be, I guess, like physically, you can't like contain it in a box. Like it's coming from something else, like it's metaphysical. So.
Okay. So some of you, maybe a lot of you, have watched the webinar we did last week. If you haven't seen it, the link will be below. You may want to watch that, because that would be the prelude as to what we're going to discuss now. So let's say you watched it. Good. Do you truly understand it? Because for a lot of us, it's not just the obstacles you mentioned, but it's where it hasn't been focused. And if it can't be focused, it's because it's not clear. And because it's not clear, it's because you don't know where it is, cannot locate it. Because you cannot locate it, it's because it has been lost. And the reason why it has been lost is because it has not been used properly. So now that we identify that, okay, we haven't been using it, so we lose it, right? Use it or lose it. Then when you don't have that, you don't have the clarity because you're using other things in place of it. Then you're not consistent with it. So then you think you draw upon the source of it, but then you don't realize your battery's continuously being drained. Then you want to continue to have that energy or continue to do the things you want to do, but without realizing that we become very, very miserable. And so we look at the shortest shortcut, which is to steal from other people's battery so that we can take it as ours to give us that short little burst that we need. And then when it runs out, then we need to go get another burst, get another burst, get another high. And that's not how chi works. That's how you actually starve your chi, because you are feeding off of the darkness. You're feeding off of others. You're feeding off of their goodwill, their kindness. And for us to understand chi, it means you have to draw upon the battery within yourself and learn how to make that sustainable without any interference, without anything that's going to drain it, without anything that's going to prevent it from regenerating, so that it can then become a self-sustained, almost like battery. If and when we have that battery, then we're able to do more with it. We're able to focus it because it's clear. We're able to transfer it. We're able to share it. We're able to do more with it with more of our time. But one thing we have to keep in mind is when we talk about energy and we talk about how all these people are experiencing great things, is that sometimes we need a little guidance. Sometimes we think we do meditation the right way. Until we were shown or educated, we may not have fully understood what it actually meant or what it actually took to do it the right way. Right? Same thing. Exactly. Like when you train in sports or train in anything, you think you know it because you watch the TV, you watch how athletes do it, you watch how other people do it, you heard the stories. But when you're actually in it and it's game time, whole different story.
Exactly. It's a lot different. From the sidelines, it may look easier. It may look like, oh, wow. Like you hear a lot of fans when they watch a sports game, they always complain that they didn't make the play. Mm-hmm. But if they were out there, would they have made it?
Probably not. Because if they would have made it, then they would have been paid for doing the play and the other person would have been at home yelling at the TV.
Exactly. Right? So it's different once you're in it, for sure.
Very different, because it's called pressure. And a lot of people cannot handle any form of pressure.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. I mean, for me, it's been a learning process of even being on the podcast, even, I mean, speaking at events and things like that. I mean, that has helped me learn how to manage that, learn how to be better when the pressure is on you, when the eyes are looking at you. And I think it's a skill that no matter what your personality type is, I mean, at some day, at some time, you may have to do something. You're going to have to get uncomfortable. That's just bottom line, no matter who you are. Uncomfortable times do lie ahead. And so it's our ability to perform in that. And that's why for me, like implementing the meditation is so important every day. Implementing the exercises that you've shared with me, Herman, that you're going to be sharing at the next masterclass is so important every day, because if I can get a little uncomfortable every day, but also learn how to be at peace or in a peaceful state when I'm in that uncomfortable position, then I know that it's helping prepare me for when like certain other situations present themselves, I can have more composure.
Mm-hmm. And so for a lot of people who are listening, watching right now with us, if and when you decide that you want to make a change in life, if and when you're ready to get unstuck, if and when you are ready to move beyond just being normal or going through the motions, there has to be an interruption. There has to be something that then interrupts how things have always been done, so you can do things better, so that you can get much better results. And I feel one thing that a lot of people who share and message us and just give us all these beautiful comments is that they found that that interruption that we helped them with really opened up the gate that they were waiting for. And that's something we have to learn, to interrupt the motions of just going through the motions of, okay, wake up, eat, work, go to sleep, and just keep doing the same thing, and we call that a life. We have to do something greater and understand that we're here for something greater. And why not we do that? Why don't we tap into that?
Exactly. That's powerful. I think it all begins, like you said, with that interruption. So what are you going to do? Leave a comment below, text, let us know what that is going to be for you. So is everybody ready for the next comment? Are you ready, Herman?
Always ready.
Okay, so this one says, the biggest gift I received through the previous masterclass was how to use my breath to bring in more light to illuminate the darknesses. This allows me to look with a fresh set of eyes to see the patterns and habits and how they are connected. I realized that the reason why I keep getting the same result is because I was doing the same things. The gifts shared in the masterclass, as well as after, has created a very deep foundational shift within me. You can say that a realignment has taken place. The masterclass has showed me what to do every single day in order to sustain that realignment in myself, as well as my environment. And the best part of all is that we are crossing that bridge together. So that was powerful. And when I read this, being what we just talked about, when they said, I realized that the reason why I keep getting the same results is because I was doing the same things. It was like the masterclass was that thing that interrupted what normal was, or what they were doing on a day-to-day basis, so that they can finally have like those answers and solutions to do something different.
Exactly. And we have to interrupt those habits. We have to interrupt the things that we've become comfortable in. We have to interrupt ourselves. It's like, let's say we're having a conversation, Angelo, and every single time I keep interrupting you, keep interrupting you, keep interrupting you. Like, finally, you know what? Why you keep interrupting me, right? Like, I just want to share something. And then finally, all of a sudden you listen. But until that, you don't realize sometimes we only want to be saying everything all the time, but sometimes we have to know the role we have to play, and sometimes we may need to be in a listener role so that we can fully understand how to make something better, or be in a listener role to figure out, how can we make that piece of the puzzle work? Are we putting it in the wrong spot?
Exactly. So did you guys enjoy getting a little inside look, a little sneak peek at some of the messages that have come across Herman's way? I mean, I know he's probably received so many per day, but we just wanted to share these with you, let you in on them, and allow you to see where you could improve or where you could make a few shifts, a few changes to get to better results.
And if you would like yours, comment, or your question to be heard, message, text, let us know, so that when we do another podcast like this, maybe it'll be your comment or your question that we can go over.
Exactly. So the number again, 1-818-928-3639. You're probably going to have this number memorized, which is good. So feel free to text any questions you have, any comments, reach out and let us know. If you like this, if you like what the other people have said about their experience on the masterclass, then we want you to know that this is accessible to you as well. And we did this in such a way where, like Herman said, we're in different locations, but that energy is able to be felt by anybody, no matter where they're at. And I mean, the last person's comment was somebody that was in Europe. So it doesn't matter where you are at. We have designed this so that you can easily access this from your home and be able to experience what it's like to be superhuman. So on this next upcoming masterclass, it's going to be more about how to really tap into that energy that Herman talked about and how to harness that. So we've done, the webinar, we've really shared a lot of things to help prepare everybody for this. So if you haven't seen those, all the links will be in the description. But we highly encourage anybody that wants better results, that wants to be healthier, you want more energy, you want to tap into your gifts and your potential. This is why the masterclass was designed. It was created for that specific reason. And we're excited to do it. It's finally almost here. And will you be a part of it? Will you join in on it? That's up to you. We want to just give you the open invitation and let you know that we welcome you with open arms. Number one, get that guidance. Number two, get that support, because I know those two things have worked for me, and it's worked for countless other people who have really benefited from any of the things that we've done.
Well said. And for everyone that's on the fence or worried about should they not, you do not want to miss this, because this is the beginning of something great we have developed, and we want to continue to share that greatness with as many great people as possible.
Exactly. So do your best. Don't miss out. Be there. If you have a specific situation, text us, let us know, email us, and we're just here for you. And we really want you to be able to experience this. So that's why we're doing it. And I can't wait. I'm excited.
Everyone's excited.
So as we wrap up this episode, Herman, do you have any thoughts that you want to share with everybody? Anything that is on your mind that you feel like will be great for us to hear?
Let's continue the conversation. Text us, text me, email, anything. Let's continue the conversation, because I really want to hear your voice. I really want to get to know you. I want you to get to know me just a little bit better. So in that way, we're able to help each other through tough times, right? Because I feel a lot of people during these isolation times, they don't necessarily have a lot of shoulders to lean on. So that's why we want to put the message out there, the number, the email, everything, so that if there's someone that you really know, or maybe that's you, that you need someone to lean on, text us, message us. We're here for you.
Very well said. Well, we thank you for being a part of this, for tuning into this episode. Thank you so much. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and we will see you on the masterclass at the Superhuman Code. If not, we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Take care.